right, team. Welcome to the Next Fitness Show. My name is Alexis Craig, and you are here for episode 78 of our show today. Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Now, we have an amazing show for you today. I'm actually really, really excited about our show today. Today, we have a special guest who is somebody who's new to our community. Our guest, I'm just going to pop her in here real quick so she can say hi, and then I'll bring you back in a second. But our guest is LeeAnn Mills, and today we're going to be talking about nervous system informed strength. So, yay, welcome, Leanne, and thank you for being here. And I'll bring you back in just a second, but I just want to give everybody a mention of what else is happening on the show. So, what else we have going on? We will have a move of the week, and we will have a stretch break. Both of those were chosen by Leanne, so that's going to be super fun. We also have a bunch of announcements for you. It's a very potent time for announcements in our community, so we will have some announcements for you. And then we have a topic at the end that is going to be a little bit exciting. So without further ado, first of all, I want to know who is here live. If you're here live right now, please say hey in the chat so I can say hey back to you. So please let me know if you're here live. And if you would, please push the like button on the video real quick. It makes a huge difference of getting this out to people. So please push like and let me know that you're here. And here we go. All right. So our topic today is nervous system informed strength. And our guest is LeeAnn Mills. So let's bring Leanne back right here. Thank you so much for being here today. So Leanne, first, will you just introduce yourself to us? Let us know who you are and
For
what
sure.
makes you an expert on this topic. Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm LeeAnn Mills. I help active women and athletes, outdoor enthusiasts, rebuild their strength and their resilience in a way that really honors their body, especially their nervous system. So I created Alpenglow Wellness and a few programs within Alpenglow Wellness, like Strong to Summit, to help move people away from that push harder mentality and towards that sustainability, body first training. And my approach really is nervous system informed movement and strength. It combines strength work, mobility, breath, and recovery. So clients can return to all those activities that they love doing without burning out, injuring themselves, or feeling like they have to override those cues from their body.
Wow, I so resonate with this approach. That's awesome. I didn't realize that that was what it was called. So awesome.
Yeah.
What's your background? How did you actually get into this and what makes you an expert in it?
Yeah. So I have worked in the physical therapy realm for 15 years now. I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant. I am also a movement coach, Chopra certified wellness coach, and a yoga instructor. I'm currently going for my 300 hours, so I'll be a 500 hour pretty soon. So I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of history working in like physical therapy, just a lot of experience there with the body and movement patterns.
Got it. Awesome. So, and what made you really, where did you get turned on to this concept in the first place?
Sure. So it started, I was burnt out. So I was burnt out in my job and I needed something to pull me out of that burnout.
Mm.
So I started looking at like, well, what causes burnout? What's it from? How can I pull myself out of it? Came down to creativity, breath work, movements. And then I dug deeper because my science brain kicked in and I started learning more about like vagal nerve techniques. And the vagus nerve is one of the longest nerves in the body, and it's called the vagus nerve after the vagabond. So it literally travels everywhere. It's part of our parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. So it takes us from that fight or flight and puts us into that rest and digest state. Then I started like looking at all the athletes that I see come in for PT,
Mm-hmm.
especially like our ACL athletes.
Mm-hmm.
When someone gets injured, you lose your identity, you lose who you are. You kind of get lost in that whole recovery. Then your nervous system starts talking to you.
Mm.
Then you start burning out.
Mm-hmm.
When we move into that sympathetic mode, when we're always in that fight or flight, when we're always stressed, we don't get to recover. So it's taking and teaching people how to move back into that safety where we can recover. Because if we're not recovering, we're not healing. So
I see.
that's where it all started.
Got it. So what I'm hearing from you is that the healing process, there's more to it actually than just do this set of physical exercises or get this massage or use this medicine or whatever it might be, that you actually are taking a little bit more of a holistic approach with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. That's exactly what.
And and when you're saying that you have this experience yourself, I mean, I'm just curious, like, so then what drives what here? Like, is it you do this set of exercises and it makes this happen, or do you kind of like make it so that, okay, I'm putting myself into rest and digest and then the healing can start, or is it kind of they go at the same time?
So first, we have to really determine what state we're in. So you
Mm,
have to figure out, are we in a regulated state where we can push? Are we in fight or flight, where we should really think about the movements that we're going to be doing today? Or are we completely dysregulated and we need to go back to the breath work?
I
So
see.
it's really determining where you're at first and then moving forward with your training for the day, for the month. Really,
Got
we're
it.
going to break it down to like, hey, how am I feeling today? Do I feel safe in my body? Because once someone feels safe in their body, then they can push. Then we
Sure.
can start lifting harder. Then we can start going harder on the trail, doing those harder mountain bike rides. I deal a lot with climbers a lot, so pushing the limits on climbing. So that's what we really want to focus in on. How do I feel today? How do I feel in my body?
And how would someone know which state that they're in?
Good question. That you will learn with through my coaching. There's a quick little quiz on my website that you can head
Oh,
over and
nice.
take that, and then it'll tell you which state you're in, and
Okay.
then it'll kind of lead you which program would be best to work with me. But that's what you're going to learn in my coaching programs. Where am I? How do I know where I am? How can I apply this to my day to day? How can I
I see.
apply this to my strength and training programs?
Cool. And the quiz that you're talking about is free?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll make
Yeah.
sure that we put the link to the quiz in the description of this video so everyone can find it. Meanwhile, in the chat right now, we have Carol and Aaron and Donna D saying hello, yay. And Donna D
Hi.
says, my best friend worked on my vagus nerve last night after my accident. Wow, that's what a coincidence. That's cool. Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. Really cool.
Um, so how now we're talking about strength. You're saying this
Yep.
is nervous system informed strength is what the topic that we're talking about here is. So what does all of this that you're talking about right now, how does that relate to strength?
It's going into building that strength program.
Okay.
When we feel safe in the body, then we can push our weight. We can go for like that PR day. So if we're dysregulated, we're not going to push PRs. We're going to listen to our body and we're going to back it off. So once we can determine where we are, then we can determine what we're going to do in our strength program. The beauty of it, the more we get into that interoception and think about where we are and know where we are and know how to move between the states, then we're just full speed ahead. We can
Okay. What is it?
stay.
First of all, what is interoception in case anybody doesn't know what the word
Yeah,
means?
good. Interoception is just asking yourself, does my body feel safe today?
Okay.
So going within and tuning into your body. Do I feel safe? What do I feel in my body? Am I stressed? Am I calm? Do I have aches and pains? It's just taking that second before we start the day and checking in.
Got it. And then what would happen if someone didn't do this and they're just like, I can just picture so many people I know, maybe myself included, where you know it's just, oh, it's push harder and keep pushing and keep pushing. So what happens if you don't actually check in and listen and then, respond? What would be the consequences?
Yeah, what happens when you continually push?
Yeah, I mean, like, it depends which part of me you ask, right? I mean, there's a part of
Yeah,
me that's going to say, well, that just pushing through it and being, disciplined is the way that you actually get results, right? And then there's another part of me that's like, oh, that's when everything seems like it just starts falling apart because I'm not
exactly.
getting the chance to recover.
Exactly. You're not getting the chance to recover. And when we don't allow our body time to recover, that's when we run the risk of injuring ourselves. That's when we're making poor movement pattern choices. That's when we're just not tuning in and checking to see where we're at. And that's when we're going to get hurt.
Right. So what I'm hearing you say here, because what you brought up before was that this is especially if you're stressed out, like, which might be from something physical. Like sometimes you're stressed out, like maybe you had a baby and you haven't slept in a while, or maybe you have to move and you're just stressed out because you're just lifting things and carrying them all the time. But I mean, for me, when I'm stressed out, it's not usually the result of something physical necessarily. At least I'm not thinking of it as a physical thing. It's usually something that has to do with work or money or whatever, something like that. So what I'm hearing you say is that this thing that seems non-physical, that's stress, could actually cause you to have a physical injury if you don't recover from the non-physical stress. Is that right?
Yeah, it can lead to it. Yeah.
Right.
Stress causes inflammation in the body, causes increased levels of cortisol, fatigue, mental fatigue. And we all know when we're fatigued, we're not making the best choices.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, I can just say for myself, if I'm fatigued, and I might have even had a full night's sleep, but just if I'm emotionally fatigued, I'm still not going to make the right choices.
Yeah.
Not that there's a right choice, but I may not make the wisest choices for the long run, right?
Yeah.
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 So how does this actually look different than, the traditional approach?
Okay. So I have my groups as there's three pillars. There's moving, there's recovering, and there's thriving. So movement is finding those safe movement patterns that work for you. Recovering is using those breath and interoception sessions. And then thriving is taking all of those things and applying it. So that's how I'm going to work with people is through those three pillars. And that's how we're going to move through them. Tuning in, finding something that works for you, giving you the breathwork practices, or it might be just gentle movement practices, and then having you apply them to recover and thrive.
And why is breath work so integral to this?
Yeah. That vagus nerve, I told you it goes everywhere. That is the easiest way to access the parasympathetic nervous system is through the breath. So once we can control the breath and the breathing, we can move from that fight or flight state and into that rest and digest. And like I
Mm,
said, when we're in that rest and digest, that's when we're able to heal, recover, and thrive.
wow. So the breath is the easiest way to do it. Like,
Easiest way. Mhm.
wow.
It's so accessible. We all can do it.
Okay. So if you were going to give somebody like one thing to do, like something maybe they could do right now to be able to get into that state, would you be able to show us
Yeah.
something so we can really have an experience of it?
Yeah, for sure. I gave it to someone this morning who I was
Cool.
just speaking with. Yeah. The easiest way to do it is just when we breathe, we always want to make sure that we're breathing in and out through our nose. Our mouth is for talking and eating only. And
Hmm.
actually, when we breathe out through our mouth, we're off gassing a lot of CO2. And that CO2 will bring oxygen to muscles and brain. So as we breathe in and out through our nose, we create a little bit of air hunger, which increases that CO2 tolerance. So we're actually getting more O2 transfer. So the easiest way to access this is you'll inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6. Inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you may have felt like a little shift there. Maybe you went into like a little calmness, a little safety, and that is the switch you look for. How do I feel right now in my body? Do I feel safe? And that's where the magic's going to happen.
Wow, thank you. I could feel my shoulders just like melt when you do that.
Yeah. So easy to do, right? It's just a quick breath work. I told my individual this morning, like, because they said, I don't have time to do this stuff. And I was like, well, what do you do in the morning? And they told me, like, well, I drink coffee. Like, well, stack it with that because you're already drinking coffee. So put that breath work with your coffee. Just learn to habit stack it. It takes 3 minutes to do.
Right. Right. Yeah. You could do it while, I mean, just saying, of course, you may need to also focus on something else, but you could also do that like while you're washing your dishes or while you're driving or while you're brushing your teeth. I mean, it doesn't actually have to take more time. It just takes more attention.
Yep.
Right. And wow. Okay. And when you are building strength in a nervous system informed way, what do the results look like? Is it any different than what it would look like for regular strength training?
Yeah, it would. I just went through it personally. I had to like take a full week off because I noticed my nervous system was just dysregulated. So I took a week off of lifting, of training, and then I went
I
back.
thought you were going to say of work. You took a week off of
I wish it was work.
out.
Yeah, working out.
Okay.
No, working out. And so when I went back, I was actually seeing myself lift heavier weights. I was able to rest during each exercise between. So then I could go back and lift a little bit heavier each time.
Okay.
So it was great for me because I like to Olympic lift.
Uh-huh.
So when I took that week off, and then I actually tuned in before I would lift for the day. And I would base my program off how I felt that day. So if I was like, today's not the day, I'm a little stressed from the previous day, I would actually do a breathwork practice and a movement practice, and then like accessory work. But if I tuned in and I was like, oh, okay, I feel pretty good today, then I was lifting heavy. Then I was pushing my PRs.
What's accessory work?
Accessory work would be like if I'm doing a big deadlift day, my accessory work day is going to be all the smaller muscle groups. It's not going to be that big lift. I'm just going to work everything smaller that would pertain to that lift.
Okay.
So right
Can
now
you give an
working,
example of that? Like what would be the
yeah,
big lift and what would be the accessory lift?
yes, for sure. So my favorite lift is a deadlift because it's very functional. My accessory work is going to be glutes, lots of glutes, quads, and hamstrings. So my accessory day is going to be my glutes, quads, and hamstrings.
And like, what would that be?
Sure, I would do like bridges. I call them monster walks, but they're lateral resisted side steps.
Yep.
You could do a wall sit. You could do a leg press. You could do RDLs, Romanian deadlifts for your hamstrings. You could also do single leg work. You could do a knee extension machine. There's a lot.
Got it. Right. Okay. Yeah. Got it. I just want people to understand who are watching this as the show that they would have a picture of what we're even talking about here. Got it. Yes. So then what you're saying here is that you're doing all of this accessory work as a way to strengthen and to work on the muscles so that that way when you go back to you have a day where you're actually really focusing on training your deadlift and that's the focus of your workout on a specific day, so you're kind of like supporting the training of the lift that you care more about.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice. Awesome. I love that. Um I I love deadlifts too. I thought you were gonna give some example like a snatch or something of like your big lift. So deadlift is something that our community definitely like has done before. You guys know what a deadlift is, but we'll go a little deeper into that today. How does your experience in physical therapy relate to all of these pieces? Like, is this something how do they work together, or how did
Yeah.
you were doing physical therapy first?
Yep. Yeah, I'm still in it. It's still my regular 9 to 5.
Gotcha.
Um, how does it relate? I mean, I see people come in, especially after an injury, surgery, trauma, and their just nervous system is blown out of the water.
Uh-huh.
They're so heightened. They don't know what to do. They don't know who they are. They're trying to sleep, but they can't because maybe they have a knee brace on or a back brace. They're not comfortable. Their breath is no longer in the diaphragm. They're now breathing short and shallow
Mm-hmm.
because the nervous system is so heightened. It doesn't know what to do anymore.
Okay.
So I actually use breath work a lot with patients to take them out of that state and just try and bring them back. Let them calm down, let them get into the rest and digest. Because like I said, that's where the healing happens.
Got it.
Not,
And
not
for
only
someone
for,
who, sorry, go ahead.
no, you go.
I was just gonna say for someone who has a an injury that might be long term or a health condition that might be long term. Like I hear you saying, somebody comes in with an injury and they're rehabbing this injury and maybe they get back to being able to do their thing. And then there's also the case where you may have an injury or a condition or something where you're just dealing with this for the rest of your life. Would you also see that the nervous system dysregulation happen with that? And could somebody have the nervous system dysregulation for a really long time?
Yeah, you can have it for a very long time. I see it a lot in actually chronic pain patients because
Uh-huh.
with chronic pain patients, we all have this alarm system in our body. And most of us are hovering down here with that alarm system. And every now and then we'll kind of touch that alarm and our body will be like, I'm in pain right now. Chronic pain individuals, they live beyond that alarm system. So they're
Oh, wow.
constantly going off. So when our alarms are constantly going off in our body, that puts us into that fight or flight mode. That's our reptilian brain. That's our brain saying, we're in danger. We have to do something now. So those individuals live in fight or flight. That's where they are all the time. So yes, I can apply this to chronic pain patients, cancer patients, PTSD, trauma, all those types of patients. Everyone can benefit this. And unfortunately, we live in a society now where everything's go, go, go.
Right.
Most of us are in the fight or flight and we don't even realize it.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I would say I think maybe everyone has trauma and it's just part of life, but especially in this past few years since the world turned upside down and now everyone's trying to make a sense of what things look like now, I feel like there's this level of trauma that everyone's still
Yes.
dealing with.
Yes. Someone is always going through something. And that's, yeah.
Yeah. So how would someone know, like, if it was time for them to work with you or to get involved with this kind of work, how would they know?
Well, one, if any of this resonates with you today, like that's a pretty good sign. You can also head over to my website if you just don't know yet, and that'll let you know. If you're constantly waking up feeling tired, but you slept all night, if you're
Mm-hmm.
fighting chronic fatigue, if you're always feeling wired, antsy, anxious, breath paying attention to your breath. Where are you breathing? Are you able to access that diaphragm? Are you always short and shallow? That's a great self-assessment to see where you are at with your nervous system. When
Hmm.
we are in that rest and digest, we can access the diaphragm. If we're not breathing deep into the diaphragm, we may have a nervous system that's dysregulated. Yeah. If
Hmm.
you're another, um, if you're constantly injured, that's another one. Like
Mm.
you're not recovering from things or you're constantly becoming injured, that's another good indicator.
Hmm.
Brain fog, forgetfulness. I mean,
Hmm.
that's when I mentioned that my just went through this. I was having excessive brain fog and I was like, okay, well, I just need to stop what I'm doing. I have to take a step back and listen to what my body's saying. So that's a really good indicator as well. Or if you have a frequent injury or illness that's popping up, those are other good signs.
Yeah. Okay. That's helpful. I feel like what I hear a lot of women, especially around the perimenopause age, it's like they're like, oh, this perimenopause is just like kicking my butt. I my brain fog. And it's like, how would you know if it was that or if it's actually, or is it both? How would you know?
That's such a good question, honestly. For perimenopause, I don't know. I
I'm not
don't
gonna know.
know.
You won't know the
Ask your
difference.
health practitioner.
Yeah, I mean,
Ask your
and
health practitioner.
maybe you're just checking in with all these other signs. Are you getting injured all the time? Are
Yeah.
you, yeah.
Yeah, I would check in to all the other signs and symptoms that I just mentioned. For perimenopause, that's going to be a completely different other signs and symptoms.
Right.
I would ask your PCP, your primary care physician.
Right. Right. Okay. That's great. And for those of you guys who are watching this live, if you have any questions for Leanne, please feel free to put them in the chat because I feel like she's such a resource right now for us to have access to as well. Um, And so then if somebody wanted to work with you, what does it look like? Like, is it in a group? Is it one-on-one or whatever else you want to tell us about what that looks like?
Yeah, so working with me, there's about 4 ways you can work with me right now. One is self-paced, so it's $50 a year. I update it every quarter. It gives you, there's the 3 pillars: move, recover, thrive. You get some strength programming, you get some yoga work, you get breath work, you get journaling prompts. So those are the 3 pillars there. The next one I'm releasing in January, it's called Strong to Summit. It's a group program where we're going to go a little bit deeper into the science of the vagus nerve and then how you can apply this to your life. Again, hitting move, recover, thrive. And the big one is retreats. So I am doing an international retreat next April in Greece. Right now I
Wow.
have 2 retreats. Yeah, I have a climbing and wellness one, and I have a women's wellness retreat in Greece.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
that
you can
sounds so
always work
fun.
with me one-on-one too.
Okay, can you give us the information out loud? I'll make sure I put it in the description, but just so that people can hear it as well, how would they find you?
You can head over to Alpenglow Wellness. You can check me out there. I'm also on Instagram at I am LeeAnn Mills, Facebook, I am LeeAnn Mills, and TikTok, I am LeeAnn Mills. So
Nice.
all the same. Yep.
Perfect. And to spell your name, I just want to say it out loud. It's Leeann.
Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh. And how do you spell Alpenglow Wellness?
Alpenglow. Wellness.
Got it. Okay. Just
Yep.
making sure that that was clear because I know that um that's a
It can be
word that is maybe not always in everyone's. I know we live in Tahoe or around there, so you
right.
hear that word,
Yeah.
but you might not hear it otherwise. um, thank you so much for bringing this into our awareness. You are such a wealth of knowledge and information and wisdom around this, and so much fun to talk to you about, actually. I'm also really grateful that we get to feature you for our stretch break today. So check it out,
Let's
you
do
guys.
it.
This is our stretch break right here. And Leanne actually made us a video. So the first thing we're going to do is watch the video with the information on it, and then we'll all practice it together. So let me take a second and figure out where I put that. I think it's right here. Do you see it? You probably do, and I don't. One second. There we go. I got it. Okay, here we go.
Hey everybody, here's a quick 90-second reset that I like to call the 3-2-1 ground and expand. It's a blend of breath, grounding, and movement that you can do anytime you need to settle your nervous system and feel a little more connected with your body. So the first step is going to be breath work. So you're going to sit or stand, finding something comfortable, having your feet well grounded on the floor, hip distance apart here, inhaling through your nose, feeling that belly and your rib cage expand, and exhale slowly again through your nose, letting your shoulders drop and relax. Go ahead and repeat that for 3 slow breaths, noticing the weight you feel through your feet or your seat. The next is going to be some gentle spinal waves. So I'm going to turn so you can see me. So on your inhale, you're going to arch forward, opening through the chest, and then exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round. So really just think of a cat camel there. The last is that big expansion. So inhale, sweep your arms overhead, reaching long through those fingertips. Exhale, release those arms down, shoulders relaxed. Inhale up, exhale down, and just kind of tuning into how your body feels here. With nervous system informed movement, we start by noticing where we are and meeting ourselves there. We use the breath to signal safety, and we pair it with slow, intentional movement and finish in a place of presence rather than depletion. That's what this 3-2-1 reset is all about.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. That's beautiful. There's so much value there. Okay. And now let's actually practice this. So we have a video of Leanne actually doing this. And Leanne, you're welcome to guide us through this if you'd like to, or whatever you would like to do. So here we go.
Okay, finding a nice comfortable seated position or standing. Make sure you feel the ground underneath you. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Inhaling, exhaling. One last time, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And then pulling your chest forward, arching through your upper back. Exhale, round, taking your chin to your chest. Again, inhale, chest comes forward, arching through that upper back. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Last time, inhale, coming forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, reaching those arms overhead. You can be straight up or out to the side, pushing through the fingertips. Exhale, push that arrow way behind you. Inhale up. Reach through the fingertips. Exhale down. And last time, inhale up. Exhale down. That's it. Just a quick little reset.
Oh, awesome. Okay, why do you call it that? I mean, I just experienced it, but I want to hear you actually say it. What is it? What are we resetting?
3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's reset that nervous system.
Nice. Awesome.
Right?
Did you make this up or did somebody
Hell
teach
yeah.
it to you or where'd you get it? You made it up yourself?
Yeah. It's
I
just
love
quick
it.
and easy, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I need to reset. I need to stop what I'm doing. I need to pull myself back into the present moment. Let's go.
And where
So
would you use this?
where would I use it? In the morning would be great. Get yourself going for the day.
Right. I love that it's something you can do seated. So if I feel
Yes.
like even if you're at work or something and you just something stressful happened, you could use something like this as a energetic reset even to be
Pull
able
yourself
to.
back into the present.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for sharing this. It's really fun to have something new. That's really awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so with that, next we have, let me get it ready. There we go. Up next, we have our move of the week. And for our move of the week today, we have a move that you guys already know, and we did already mention it. Our move of the week this week is deadlift. So Leanne, first of all, why did you choose the deadlift?
Like I said, it's functional. Everyone should be able to move something from the floor up. They should be able to
Mm-hmm.
lift weight off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should be able to do that. So it's very functional. So honestly, I do it a lot with my patients in PT. I make sure you can move something from the floor, something heavy, and you can pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's so functional.
Yep. Okay, so for the video, I'm going to show, I have 3 different videos of this that are from our exercise library, and I would love for you, Leanne, to take a look at the video. Feel free to use it as a tool to cue or whatever else, but also to point out anything that you would like to point out along the way with it too. Okay, so let's start with this one. One second, let me get it going. It's right here. Okay, this is Fernando.
All right, Fernando. We just got a dumbbell. It's actually an RDL,
And what's
but
RDL?
Romanian deadlift. So
And what's
that is
the difference?
right. So a deadlift, you're going to be more in that squat position. Your knees are going to actually bend more as you come down. You're going to get into that squat and then you're going to lift the weights up. But I will say that the RDL and the deadlift both have the hip hinge component, which a lot of people struggle with just a hip hinge. So you can see Fernando as he comes down, his knee bend is not really increasing that much. His hips are moving back towards the back of the gym, and he's
Mm-hmm.
maintaining that nice neutral flat back as he brings his bottom back.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that is key for that video is the hip hinge.
Mm-hmm. So he's doing a great job with the hip hinge. Is there anything that
Yes.
you would encourage him to change about his deadlift?
Well, it's not a deadlift, so I'd change that.
Okay. Is there anything you would encourage him to change about his RDL?
I would change his cervical extension. So every time he goes down, he comes
Mm-hmm.
up with his neck first, or he's like looking over at the camera. So kind of chin tuck,
Totally.
chin tuck.
Yep, totally. And then just for me, what I see, I on this one, I feel like the thing that I see for him, it looks like maybe he's arching his back a lot at the very top, like he's kind of pushing his hips forward a little
He
bit
is. He is
past
squeezing his
neutral.
glutes really hard.
I tend to do that too. That's why I totally am on the lookout for that one because I know that at the top of the deadlift, I always have a tendency to overarch or the
But
RDL too.
most people don't do it.
Most people don't stand up all the way and don't
They don't
overarch.
squeeze their glutes.
Oh, I see. I see.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense, I
Yeah.
guess. Okay, so let's switch gears to the next one. Now we have Mary Beth. This is Mary Beth. I want to make sure it loops. There we go. Okay, so what do you see here?
Mary Beth actually has more of a deadlift than an RDL because her knees are bending every time she goes down. She
Okay,
does have a beautiful hip hinge, which is great. I would take her feet, I'd square them up, take them a little bit more of a hips distance.
meaning they're too narrow?
I feel like they're a little bit too narrow there.
Okay,
Definitely, there's no shoulder engagement really. She
right.
does have a neutral spine.
So how would you know, what does shoulder engagement look like?
Shoulder engagement is going to be that retraction of your scapulas. Again, her head is an extension. I don't want to treat her neck. Please chin tuck.
Right. So what I'm hearing you say with that is like right here at the bottom, she's looking
Yeah.
forward and you want to
Yeah.
look at the ground at the
Yeah.
bottom.
You want to
Right.
like chin tuck. Think of taking your ears in line with your shoulders, giving yourself that double chin.
Uh-huh. That's like exactly what you don't want, but on the deadlift, you do.
Oh, we're doing it.
Yep, it'll be good for your head forward posture in general. Anyway, okay, this is a cue. This piece with the shoulder engagement is something that I tend to, especially in personal training, I tend to bring this up a lot. So for those of you who are used to doing personal training with me, you're hearing it from more than just from me to
Oh, yeah.
squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit as you go
Yeah.
through the deadlift.
Keep it
Okay,
engaged.
awesome. All right. And then we have one more example here. Let me stop the share so I can get the other one going. Okay, third example is Veronica, and I have Veronica right here. Okay, this is Veronica. What do you see? Anything to point out with Veronica?
Again, it's not a deadlift, it's more of an RDL. So
Okay,
RDL,
because she's not bending her knees, is what you're saying.
there's
Like a
like a
true
slight knee
deadlift.
bend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like a true deadlift with a straight bar. I would like drop my bottom down. Like my bottom would be right almost at knee depth. I would be in a squat
Mm-hmm.
and then I would lift that bar up.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So, and then that said, of her form, if we're saying that we're doing RDL, then here,
Yep.
Romanian deadlift is what that is, right?
Mhm.
Any considerations for Veronica? Anything you like that you see that she's doing
Well,
or
I
dislike?
really love her neutral spine, her flat back.
Mm-hmm.
Again, no shoulder engagement. We got to have those shoulders engaged. Her down look, her eyes down is great.
Yep.
Yep. Key thing with the hamstring, this is an eccentric training of the hamstrings. So that muscle is contracting, but it's lengthening. So with these, you could put some load on there and you want to take it down to where you feel the stretch. Like if she had a heavier load on there, she would probably feel that tissue wind up a lot sooner than going all the way to her ankles.
Right. And I think that for me is my biggest issue with this video is, and PS, this video is probably made for bar class. So that's why we have like 2 pound weights going on. But I'm just like, hey, this is the heaviest lift there is. Like, I mean, I'm not shaming anyone who 2 pounds is the heaviest lift you can lift. And not that you should go your
Right.
heaviest at all times or anything like that. But I know Veronica can lift heavier than this on the deadlift. And
Yeah.
so I would generally encourage you to challenge your weight more than what is going on
Yeah.
here.
When I give this to somebody, I expect you to be sore.
Right, right, right.
You're going to be
And then
sore.
with this, with her pace, I feel like Veronica is kind of powering up where the other two videos we showed were a lot more slow and controlled. Do you have a preference around those?
Hmm.
Like on the up, she's kind of like
Oh, yeah,
whoa on
she's
the way
like
up.
whoop, coming up. I feel like she's using more of her lumbar extensors versus her glutes. She's really not tuning in her glutes until the top bit of it. So she's
Right.
like using those lumbar extensors just to like throw herself back up.
And that may be because the weight's so light that she doesn't really need
Probably.
it.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if she had 100 pounds instead of 4 pounds, I
That'd be
would
different.
guess
It would be different.
that
Yeah.
she would. And if somebody, it was their first day with you deadlifting, what would be like you've never worked with them before, this is your first day, what weight would you typically give someone as their start out day weight?
A broomstick and a hip hinge.
Yeah, okay, good.
I'm going to
Right.
see your form before I load. I do not load until I have good movement patterns.
Right. So Veronica's 2 pound weights is actually a good best practice for learning the form when you're first starting.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then we'll progress from there, depending on your goals.
Good answer. I like that answer. That's great. Okay. And do you have anything else to say about the deadlift or Romanian deadlift, any of it before we go on?
Lift heavy
Why?
because it's healthy.
Yeah. What about people? I feel like our most popular class is walking classes, and most people are really enthusiastic about coming to walking class, and the attendance in the strength class is not even close to the attendance in the walking class. So what would you say to people who are really enthusiastic about walking and maybe not as enthusiastic about coming to strength class?
You've got to be strong. Your glutes have got to be strong. When do you perform single leg stance?
Like in life?
Yeah. When are we doing it?
um I mean, I'm doing it picking something up off the ground. Also, maybe like walking upstairs, I'm on one leg at a
Every
time.
every
Yeah,
step you take, you're in single leg stance.
there you go.
For a brief moment, you are in single leg stance, and it takes glute strength to stabilize your pelvis. And as we age, we become weaker and our balance becomes off.
Mm-hmm.
And that is contributed to glute strength as well. So the stronger you can stay through your life, the safer you will be as you age.
Totally on board with everything you're saying here. Yes, yes, yes. I just feel like sometimes it's really helpful to keep hearing it from like we're all, this is consensus thing, right? It's really, really important. Really, really important. And to keep challenging it too, because one of the other things I see is, you know, fear of lifting heavy. I see that a lot, especially for people as they're getting older. They're like, I don't want to hurt myself. I'm just going to use these really light weights. And there's a really missed opportunity, in my opinion, with that. Of course, you want to make sure your form is good before you lift heavy. And I'm never going to encourage you to have to, loads of any kind of movement that is not in right alignment. But when you're confident that you're in right alignment, lift heavy.
Heavy, do it.
Yeah.
Lift heavy for you. And then when, like you said, when you feel confident with the movement, you have a coach that is confident in your movement, load it. Do it. Get that endorphin release. Show yourself that you can still be a badass. Do it.
100%. So with you. Yes. Aaron is in here saying, I love strength class. Donna D saying, good advice. Yes. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Leanne is full of good advice. I love that about you. Okay. So thank you so much for that. Now we're going to go through these announcements. I have a few things that I want to make sure that everybody can hear in here real quick. So our first announcements going on right now is that the Thrive in 30 challenge is underway. We are 5 days into this 30-day challenge, and you can still join at any time in this 30-day challenge, and it's free. So go to thenextfitnessthing.com/thrive in 30. You can do these workouts even out of order if you choose. For the most part, we do have 30 days of workouts with a live class on each of those 30 days to correspond. But if you wanted to make up the ones you missed, or if you're not going to be able to work out on a certain day, every class that's in the Thrive in 30 challenge is already in the replay library. So you could do these workouts already if you know that you need to, or you can't make it to the live class for whatever reason. So jump in there, nextfitnessthing.com/thrive in 30. It's really fun. Okay, the next thing is I want to congratulate Lisa T. Lisa T is our winner for the hydration tracking challenge. And we drew a random person. We actually had several people who made it all the way through this challenge and sent in their scorecard. So honestly, congratulations to everybody who made it all the way through. And Lisa T, I am so excited for you. We will be sending you a Next Fitness Thing water bottle as your prize. So look out for me sending you a message so I can make sure I have the right address. All right. Carol says there's a lot of strength training in the Thrive in 30 challenge. That is true. And that's on purpose. That is on purpose. Okay. And next, I just want to remind you that the founding member renewal is coming up really soon. I did create the Discord. I haven't actually sent the email to invite anyone yet. I was intending to do that by now already, to be totally honest with you guys. And I got a little bit derailed in, some family, whatever things. So just saying, you will be getting an invitation to Discord, which is the new place for our community to live. That's really exciting, actually, because we're going to have all these different channels to talk about different things. And we will start with having an opportunity to join us on Patreon. If you join on Patreon, which is not your membership renewal, it's just an opportunity to be part of the Patreon, to be a Patreon member, you will get a discount on your membership renewal when that does come up. So just letting you know that. All of that will be abundantly clear as it gets released. All right, here we go. Moving on. This weekend is our bonus walking book club. So our normal walking book club is coming up on August 24th, but this weekend, Anna added an extra bonus walking book club because the book was requested to do The Mirror by Nora Roberts. Oop, I left the T off of Roberts. Sorry. It's this Sunday with Anna. It's only 25 minutes. So join her. Even if you didn't read the book, if you want to just go for a walk with Anna, you can certainly go anyway. Okay. Donna D says, congratulations, Lisa T. Carol also cheering you on, Lisa T. Yay. Okay. Like I said, the regular walking book club is on the 24th on Sunday. So make sure you're reading the book. The book is A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poisons. All right. Now, oh, I just totally blew the surprise, but there it is. Our topic for the end of the show today is retreats. So I'm so glad to have you here, Leanne, to bring up this topic. This is something that as a community we have never done together yet. And so I just want to really talk a little bit about what is a retreat and why would you maybe want to go to one? This is something I've been really into retreats for a really long time. So I'm excited to talk to you about it too. Like, yeah. What when we're talking about retreats, what does that mean, first of all?
A retreat is where you're going to go away from it might be away from your hometown. It might be in your hometown. Who knows where the retreat will be, where you choose. But you go away and you stay. And say with my retreat, we're going to go over the vagus nerve, nervous system informed strength and movement, and how you can apply that to your life. We're also going to do cultural adventures. So in mine, we're going to actually do a Greek cooking class. I'm going to take my participants on a hiking adventure with a local woman who actually makes herbal remedies with all the plants that she finds on the island, and she takes us around and teaches us what these plants are.
Awesome.
And then I do have the climbing, but I also have the hiking one. So in the hiking one, there's going to be 4 days of hiking with a bonus. You're going to go into a cave. Which has like, it's a huge amphitheater of like stalactites and stalagmites. So within all that, you're going to have that life-changing experience. You're going to have a support group of like-minded women, and you're just going to have a gathering. And it's just going to be a wonderful experience to share and learn and grow.
Cool. It sounds awesome. I want to go. It sounds great. Yeah. I mean, I would just say in my experience, going on a retreat, it really can be a transformative experience. Even more so than just going on something that, just taking a class in your local area that might be on the same topic. But if you actually go on a retreat, there's this focused time around whatever that transformation is. Plus, there's an adventure involved with it. And so there is such an emotional roller coaster of the journey that happens along with the retreat. There's ups and there's downs and there's people that you connect with, and there's so many things that happen along the way that it tends to have this opportunity to shift your perspective because you're in a place that's different than where you normally are. So you're seeing things differently, which tends, at least for me, to always happen when I travel anyway. And then you're in this more receptive mode because of that, and you're a little bit more open because of that. And so then it's easier to sort of absorb the information that you're getting because you have such a profound experience of the whole thing. So that's one of the biggest things that I've had with retreats. Plus the connection that you make with the people along the way has been, for me, like some of my best friends have been people that I've met them on a retreat because we had this adventure together. And it's like it's like, as an adult, I don't know if everybody has this, but I tend to it's actually kind of hard to make good friends sometimes as an adult. But on something like this, you actually have so much focused time together. You really do get to know each other pretty well. And it tends to attract people who are sort of similar so that you're sort of likely to be friends with each other.
I think you just sold me on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just saying, I mean, I've been doing retreats. Like the whole reason I bought the house that I bought was so that I could do retreats here so that people could come here. We haven't been quite ready. Honestly, there's a lot of fixing up and stuff to do here, but well, I'm getting there. We're getting a lot closer. And also most of the retreats that I've led have been in Lake Tahoe, which is where Leanne lives. And so, I mean, there's such an opportunity even to go on retreat a lot of places. So but your retreat sounds amazing. It sounds so fun. And it also really sounds so, and also you're going to be doing all of your, I mean, you mentioned all the hiking and all those things, but I imagine you're also going to be doing all of the things you're an expert in as well with this
Yes, I'll be
nervous system strength stuff.
Yep, and yoga every day.
Nice.
Yep, yoga or workout on the beach.
Oh, fun.
Nice, yeah.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, awesome. So if somebody was interested to go on your retreat, how do they find it?
I would head over. You can find it on my Instagram through the link in the bio, but just head over to the website. You'll find it right there.
Okay, cool. And will you say your website again and say your handles again, just so that everybody hears it one more time?
Yes, Alpenglow Wellness is the website. You'll see a beautiful, I love Yosemite. So it's a big Yosemite theme all across
Cool.
my website.
Nice.
And then at I am LeeAnn Mills, and that is for Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Cool. Okay, that's great. I'll make sure all those links are in the description of this video. And everybody who's here live, thank you for coming all the way to the end in this right now. I'm just so grateful for you, for your presence here. LeeAnn, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I got to just give you guys, first of all, I've never met LeeAnn in person before. And when we had Julie in here a few weeks ago, she introduced me to LeeAnn. I had LeeAnn's number in my phone for like 3 years because we both taught at the same gym, but I never actually had met her before. So I'm so glad that we actually get to connect, and I'm really looking forward to going deeper with you. And what else did I want to say with that? Oh, and LeeAnn, I guess we kind of sprung it on her that, oh, this is live, like right before. And so just saying, you did amazing on this show, and it was so great to have you here, and you're such a good sport and have so much courage to just be like, okay, let's go. Like, so I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is there any parting words, anything else you want to say before we go?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. I really appreciate it, especially if you stuck around to the end. Gold star. That's awesome. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. Hopefully I see you on Instagram, or just reach out to me if you ever have any questions. I'm really always open to help and answer.
Beautiful. Oh, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much. Right now in the chat, we have Carol saying, thank you. Megan saying, great show today. Donna D, it's Donna D's birthday. Happy birthday, Donna
Happy
D.
birthday. Nice.
Donna D is saying, thank you. Great information. Aaron says, so much great info. Awesome. And Mom's in here saying, thank you. Great work. Okay. So team, thank you. This is great. All right, LeeAnn, we'd love to have you back again someday soon. And all right, happy Friday. Bye, you guys. Have a great weekend. All right, let's see. Here we go. Cue the music. Here we go. We can dance it out.